Okay, now here is another thing that happens with children sometimes, where they are able to all have fun. They're not greedy. Me. That's being greedy. Instead, they enjoy having fun by taking turns. So you go first, you go second, you go third, you go fourth, you go fourth. And then you begin to learn more about sharing and more about taking turns and not being selfish. Selfish saying me. I want this. And not saying we. And we should do this. Okay? That's called taking turns. And taking turns, of course, is something very good. Okay, now another thing is being polite and saying words like please and thank you. So saying please and saying thank you. Or thank you, please. Right? So these are words that are just like magic. If you learn how to say them and use them, they will help you become so much better in your life. Because people begin to like you for who you are, and they will begin to want to be with you because you say please and you say thank you. So, even thank you. Now here what we have is a boss and his employee, and he is yelling at him, he is shouting at him. Okay, so yelling at someone. Okay, so yelling at someone is something else very bad. It's something very, very bad. Okay, so yelling at them. Okay. Here, when we say to someone, great job, or you look great, or nice haircut, all these are called giving a compliment. Also complimenting someone. Complimenting someone. Alright? Complimenting someone is something very nice to do. Alright? So you should compliment people. So, great job. You look great. Nice haircut. Okay? Those are all ways of complimenting someone. Okay. Now here, first, we have to okay, now here is another one that people do, and it's one that I really, really hate, and this is when you keep someone waiting. Alright, so let's say you have your friends, and you're all going out to the mall, and you always have that one or two friends who are never on time. They are never there when we say, okay, we're going to begin at this time. They always come an hour later, 2 hours later, right? So those are people that we just can't stand because they're never on time, because they always keep someone waiting. All right? Okay. Here, when someone says, I'm sorry, right? So they apologize. Okay? When people apologize, they say, I'm sorry. All right? People say, I'm sorry. That's something very good because it means that they are simple enough to know that one day all of this will be gone. Okay? And therefore they say, I'm sorry. They apologize for the wrong that they've done. Okay? So we should all try to apologize more and to say, I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that. Okay. Now here, what do we have? We see two people, and they are in the Asian area because that is where they bow, and that's their way of showing respect. So they respect. So, for example, signs of respect in the Middle East is to not eat before your father. It's something that people look at as, how could you? It's something very bad if people do not have the proper manners. Okay? So if they, like sometimes you chew gum, and you chew gum in public, in front of all the people, it's not good. It's not being respectful. Okay? So being respectful is very important to have good behavior. We should be respectful. Okay, another thing that's very important for us to do, that we should make sure that we are being hygienic. All right, the term hygienic comes from being clean, hygiene. So it's from being clean. Okay? You clean your hands with soap before you eat and after you eat. Okay? Before you do work and after you're done with work. That way, your body stays fresh and you stay clean. All right? So you should be hygienic. Okay, now this right here is called picking your nose. Okay, nose picking. It's something that's very, very disgusting. Okay, it's very disgusting. All right, no one should ever do this. Not in public, not at home. If you ever need to, use a napkin, use a tissue to clean your nose. Never with your fingers or with your toes. It's very disgusting. Another one, sometimes people, they don't clean, and therefore they smell bad. They smell bad. And this right here is called, it's because they do not wash. They do not wash. Okay? So if people do not wash, that means that they will begin to smell very bad. And that's not good. It's not good. So you have to be able to take good care of yourself by being hygienic and washing well. Okay. Now for today's grammar lesson, we're going to learn about the second conditional. Okay, so the second conditional tends to describe unreal, so something that is not real, and or imaginary situation, something that you make up. We use a past tense verb in the if clause, the condition. We use would in the name clause. Where can be used for the past tense of be in the condition? So, for example, if a stranger yelled at you in public, what would you do? If a stranger yelled at you in public, what would you do? Okay? How would you feel if someone gave you a gift for no reason? How would you feel if someone gave you a gift for no reason? How would you feel if someone gave you a gift for no reason? Okay? If someone you knew were smelly, would you tell them? If someone you knew were smelly, would you tell them? Okay, that's another question. What would you do if a stranger gave you a compliment? What would you do if a stranger gave you a compliment? All right, so now just so we get a better understanding of this, let's watch. I have two videos for us to watch. They're short videos. They'll give us a better understanding of second conditional and how to use it. And so we're going to watch them and then we'll come back and we'll continue our class.
the second conditional. Now, with the second conditional, we need to use if with the past simple, and then would with a base verb. Some examples. If I went to USA this weekend. Now I know this is crazy. We're using the past simple, I went, and we're talking about the future, this weekend, right? That's okay with the second conditional. If I went to USA this weekend, I would go shopping. She would know the answer if she were here. Now, I know I said she were. Now, this is okay in the second conditional. I will talk about this more after. If you don't have, no, you need the past simple. If you didn't have a computer, you would use paper in class. Let's look at some questions. What would you do if you had $1 million? Where would you go if you if you could fly? So we change can to could. Now, many students, they say, if I would, or if you would. This is not okay. We need the past simple with if. Let's look at some examples. If I would have a brother, no, we need the past simple. If I had a brother, I would be happy. Another example, he would help you. If you wouldn't understand, no. He would help you if you didn't understand. So with if, we use the past simple. Now, if you want to say be with if, in the second conditional, it is good English to say if I were, if you were, if he were, if she were, if it were. It's okay to say if I was or if he was, but better English we say if I were or if he or she or it were. I know it's crazy, but this is good grammar. Some examples. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. If she were here, she would like this food. He wouldn't understand if he were in a higher level class. Now, if your meaning is can, we always use could in the second conditional. So, some examples. If he were here, he would? No, my meaning is can. So, he could fix your computer. Or, we could go to the beach. We would? No, my meaning is can. So, we could go to the beach if it were warmer today. And now finally, if I could speak English perfectly. If I can? No. If I could speak English perfectly, I wouldn't be here. And if you can't? No. If you couldn't use the internet, it would be a very different life. If you'd like to practice this more, click on the link in the video. We use the second conditional to talk about imaginary or impossible things. Imaginary means that you are imagining. It's not real. You understand impossible. Let's look at some examples. If I were you, I am imagining this. It's not real. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. If I had a lot of money, well, I'm imagining. If I had a lot of money, I would live on a small island. And I wouldn't need to work if I were rich. If I were rich. I'm not rich. This is impossible. Now, also we use the second conditional when we talk about unlikely things. Unlikely means it probably will not happen. So if I were sick tomorrow, I would stay home. My meaning is probably I will not be sick tomorrow. It's unlikely. If we went to that restaurant, we wouldn't like it. Well, probably we will not go to that restaurant. And finally, a question. Would you come with us if we went swimming right now? Well, we will not go swimming. I'm just asking a question. So we use the second conditional for imaginary things, impossible things, or unlikely things. If you'd like to practice this more, click on the link in the video.
So now we see how the second conditional is used. Now let's go over a few exercises. Okay, so complete the following sentence. If someone picked their nose in front of me, I be disgusted. Okay, so if someone would, okay, if someone would, so if someone would pick their nose in front of me, I would be disgusted. How you say sorry if you tell a lie? Okay. How would you say sorry if you told a lie? If you told a lie. Okay? Alright. So how would you say sorry if you told a lie? Okay. Here, blank you, blank cut line, if you have the chance. So here we have the question, so it would be would. Would you cut the line? So would you cut the line if you had the chance? Would you cut the line if you had a chance? Okay. If I forget to wash my hands after using the bathroom, blank, that makes me a bad person. So if I forgot, to wash my hands using past, okay, so if I forgot to wash my hands after using the bathroom, would that make me a bad person? Okay. If someone is not respect what you do, if someone is not, okay, let's say, if someone is not respectful, what would you do? Okay? So if those are the answers you made, then you have the correct answers. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay. So using I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. This here is a phrase where you did not know. Okay? So for example, did you realize that I wear 2 watches? So I have 2 watches. Did you realize that? I'm sure you may not have. Okay? So you probably did not realize that. Okay? So let's see here. Mark says, so Ahmed, so how do you like it here? I like it. The people, the food. But can I ask you something? Sure. Last night I was invited to a friend's house for dinner. It was the first time. I think I made a mistake. Why? What did you do? Dinner was at 7:30, but I arrived a little after 8. My friend was a little shocked. It's the custom here to be on time or at least 10 minutes late. I didn't realize that. Now you do. Okay, so what happened here is that the dialogue that's happening, the person came late, right? The person came late. Okay, he was supposed to arrive at 7:30, and he came late. And so he arrived after 8 o'clock, so more than half an hour late. And he said that he did not know that the custom there, the culture there, is to be on time, sharp, or maximum 10 minutes late. So he said, I didn't realize that. Okay, so this is what you say you did not know. So sometimes you may have someone calling you, and you didn't hear it. And so you say, I didn't realize you were calling. Okay? Like that. Just sometimes maybe you have chocolate in your house, and then someone comes to eat your chocolate. And then you say, who ate my chocolate? And someone says, oh, I didn't realize it was yours. I thought it was for everyone. Okay? So I didn't realize that. Okay. Now read the dialogue and then answer the question. Okay, so you're supposed to, and oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so let's analyze. You're supposed to, this is what you should do. Okay, what you should do. You're supposed to come on time. Okay, and oh, I didn't realize. Okay, so Mark, I won a trip to the Maldives Island. I won a trip to the Maldives Island. That's amazing. But I don't know how to contact the travel agent. But I don't know how to contact the travel agent. I think you're supposed to use the number on the back of the card. I think you're supposed to use the number on the back of the card. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay. You're expected. Oh, really? I wasn't aware of that. Okay, so expected means that you should, okay, when someone is waiting for you, So, for example, when a woman is pregnant with a baby, okay, she expects the baby after 9 months. Okay, so she knows that the baby is coming after 9 months, give or take. Okay? And I wasn't aware of that. It's the same as I didn't realize that. I did not know. Okay, Mark, but I had a wonderful vacation. Was it all you thought it would be? Yes, I feel bad about having to work now. You have a meeting today. You're expected to be there by 10. So they think you're coming. They are waiting for you at 10. Oh, really? I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, so now, where did Mark go on for a vacation to? How was Mark supposed to contact the travel agent? At what time does Mark have a meeting? Is Mark happy about working? Did Mark have a good vacation? All right, so now let's reread this previous 2 slides and then answer these questions. Okay. I want to trip the Maldives Island. That's question number 1. Where did Mark go on for vacation to? Maldives. He went to Maldives. How was Mark supposed to contact the travel agent? That's amazing, but I don't know how to contact the travel agent. I think you're supposed to use the number on the back of the card. So you're supposed to use the number on the back of the card. He is supposed to use the number on the back of the card. And he's supposed to use the number on the back of the card. At what time does Mark have a meeting?